Alright, welcome to the next lesson, and this lesson is a continuation from last one where we learned how to complete square. So what this lesson is completing square of non-monic quadratics. So what are non-monic? Well, there are quadratics where they have a number in front, a. Okay, so let's have a look at how can we complete the square for this. Now the rule we learned last week, which was this, so in brackets x minus b over 2 squared minus b on 2 whole squared plus c. Right? That rule only works if there's no a in front of the brackets, right? That rule only works for monic quadratics. So how can we do this then if we can't use the rule? Well, you might have guessed that what we need to do is factorize the 2, right? Normal factorization. That's what we'll do. So it'll become 2x squared plus 4x, 8 divided by 2 is 4, minus 5, like so. Okay, that's it. Well, if you've done that, then the rest of the steps is simple. You just need to complete the square using the same formula what we did last lesson. So let's do it. So we'll leave 2 on the outside. What I like to do is open square brackets here, right? And pretty much start completing the square of this inside part. So open another bracket, x squared plus b on 2, so 4 divided by 2. So this shouldn't be a square. So again, b divided by 2, so 4 over 2 squared minus 4 over 2 squared, and then this negative 5 comes down here, minus 5, like so. Okay, it's the exact same thing. So except there's a 2 on the outside. So square brackets again, x plus 2 squared minus, pretty much this becomes 4 divided by 2 is 2, 2 squared is 4, minus 5. So the final answer, x plus 2 squared minus 9, like so. So except not quite. What we can also do to simplify this further is just expand the bracket, so expand the 2 back into the equation. So obviously you can't expand 2 into this inside part, so you can't make it 2x plus 4 because there's a square there that stops us from doing that. So to multiply the first 2 terms, we're just going to leave the 2 on the outside. So it'll be 2x plus 2 squared, like so. And then you multiply 2 and negative 9, which is negative 18. Okay, so this would be the final answer over here. Right, so pretty much same as last time, except we're going to take out a common factor. All right, let's do one more question. So what should we take out here? Well, the a, or the term, the coefficient of x squared is negative 3. So let's take out negative 3. So it'll be negative 3 x squared minus, no, not minus, because negative 18 divided by negative 3 is plus 9x, and then minus 7, like so. Okay, so you can see now we have a fraction because we have to divide the 9 by 2. We'll see. So if you have negative 3, open square brackets. I like doing square brackets. It helps us differentiate between this bracket and this bracket, right? So do square brackets. So it'll be x, this sign comes down, plus b divided by 2, 9 over 2 squared, minus 9 over 2 squared, minus 7. The 7 comes down. So square bracket there. Okay, so you can see here, this bracket cover pretty much this and this. They mean the same thing. All right, let's keep going. Let's simplify. Square bracket x plus 9 divided by 2, you can't simplify. So 9 over 2 squared minus, pretty much that's 81. 9 times 9 is 81 over 4 minus 7. Okay, so now we need to do pretty much negative 81 over 4 minus 7. So minus 7. So 7 you can also write as 28 over 4. So negative 81 minus 28 is negative 109 over 4. Right, that's a subtraction. So what are you left with over here? Negative 3 x plus 9 over 2 squared minus 109 over 4, like so. Okay, but one last step, what do we need to do is expand the negative 3 in. So it'll be negative 3 x plus 9 over 2 squared minus, oh, this is an annoying number, but it's 3 times 109 over 4. Okay, so we need to figure that out. What's 109 times 3? That would be 27 over 4. Okay, so that's it. So you have negative 3x plus 9 over 2 whole squared minus that number. So that would be your final answer. Let's keep going. Have a go. Pause the video and do these questions. Let's go through each one together. Let's do part A. So part A, you have to take negative 2. I'll do this really quickly now from now on, so I hope you got it. So it'll be x squared minus 8x and plus 4. Like so. You complete the square on the inside, open brackets. So it'll be x minus 4, because negative 8 divided by 2 is 4, so you can write straight away. Minus 4 squared, so that's b on 2 squared, plus 4, square bracket again. So you have negative 2 x, oh, I forgot to put the square. I always forget to do this, guys. I always forget to put the square, so make sure you always do it, otherwise you're going to lose marks. So x minus 4 squared minus 16 plus 4. So negative 16 plus 4, pretty much there I can just write as negative 12, right? So I'll just keep a step there. So negative 2, now you need to expand into the brackets like so, negative 2x minus 4 squared. Now, a common mistake people make is actually multiply these two. So they write negative 2x plus 8, whole thing squared, right? That's a pretty big mistake because you can't expand because of the square over there, right? So make sure you don't do this mistake here. So, and then expand the other two, negative 2 times negative 12 is positive 24. Okay, hope you got that answer. Let's quickly do this one. It'll be negative 3 x squared plus 7x minus 10, negative 3 square brackets x plus 7 over 2 squared. I'll do this quickly. Minus 7 squared is 49 over 4 minus 10. So minus 10 I can also write as 40 over 4, like so. So you have negative 3 x plus 7 over 2 squared. Oops, sorry, I messed that up. I have terrible handwriting if you guys haven't already noticed. I apologize. I tried fixing it. It never worked out. So negative 49 over 4 minus 40 over 4 is negative 89 over 4. Then you just need to multiply the negative 3 in. So it'll be negative 3x plus 7 on 2 squared multiplied by positive, because negative make positive. What's 89 times 3? 89 times 2 is 178. And 267 over 4, like so. Okay, so that's the answer. I hope you got that. Last one, I'll do it very quickly. 5x squared minus 7x plus 2. Then you have 5x minus 7 over 2 squared minus 7 over 2 squared plus 2. 5x minus 7 over 2 squared minus 49 over 4. And 2 you can write as 8 over 4 plus 8 over 4. So you're left with 5. And if you just add these two, negative 49 over 4 plus 8 on 4 is going to be negative 41 over 4. Then you need to expand the 5 in. So 5x minus 7 on 2 squared. And then 5 times 41. I'm giving you really annoying numbers. I apologize. But you should get used to it. It's good for you. So 5 times 4 is 20. So 20 to 205. Like so. Alright, so I hope you got all those answers correct. If not, I just walked you through all of them, so hopefully you understand now. Alright, let's look at this example because it's a little bit different, right? So again, we have a number which is negative 4. Let's try to take negative 4 out. So you have negative 4. Oh, this should be x squared, by the way. So negative 4x squared minus 4x. But hang on, if you take negative 4 out of this, what do you get? Well, you have to take this divided by negative 4. So pretty much negative 5 divided by negative 4, you're going to get positive 5 over 4, so plus 5 over 4, right? Which is annoying. We don't like fractions, right? So yes, you can still do it and just deal with this fraction and just complete square normally, but I want to show you a slightly different strategy. So what we're going to do is just take out, instead of taking it out from the whole 3 terms, we're just going to take it out from the first 2. So I'll factorize the negative 4 from the first 2, and I'll leave negative 5 on the outside like so, okay? Now what we're going to do, now we learned how we can complete the square without the c value. So if you just had x squared plus bx at the end of last lesson. So we're just going to complete the square for this inside part here. So you're going to have negative 4 square brackets. How do you complete the square for just x squared minus 4x? Open brackets. X minus 4 divided by 2 is 2. So x minus 2 squared minus in brackets 2 squared. Close brackets. So remember, this time, this bracket and this bracket represent these two brackets over here. And then, so that's why 5 is on the outside, negative 5. All right, let's simplify this. So you have negative 4, x minus 2 squared minus 4, like so, minus 5. Now we're going to do the same thing what we did before and then expand the negative 4 in, right? So you're going to get negative 4 x minus 2 squared, and then negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. And then because we expanded, we can get rid of the square brackets and then just bring the 5 down here. And what do you notice? Well, we can add the 16 and the negative 5 together. So what you're left with is negative 4 x minus 2 squared plus 11, like so. Okay, so the only difference here is instead of taking the first term out from the entire thing, we're just taking it out from the first two terms, right? So when you take it out from the first two terms, pretty much the c value stays at the outside until the very end where you add it. Okay, but this process on the left, right, that remains the same what we've been doing so far. So let's do one more question. Okay. So over here, you can see this one's a little bit different. We can't take it out from anything, right? So the minimum requirement to do these questions is at least you can take it out from the first two factors, first two terms, right? So we'll take 2 from just the first two terms. You have x squared minus 9 over 2 x, and then we'll leave negative 11 on the outside. So even if you can't take out the factor from the second term, you can still take it out and get a fraction, but the minimum requirement, what I'm trying to get you to understand is the minimum requirement for you to complete the square is at least take it out from the first two factors. Now I can take it out from all three, but the minimum is 2. Okay, so that's the principle. So from here, you would just complete the square of whatever is inside the brackets, which is these two. So you have 2 square bracket x minus what? Well, we need to take the b value, which in this case is 9 over 2, and divide it by 2. Right? So what's 9 on 2 divided by 2? Well, you can say this is 2 on 1. So you can say 9 on 2 multiplied by 1 on 2. Flip the fraction. So you have 9 on 4. So 9 on 2 divided by 2 is 9 on 4. So 9 on 4 squared. And then minus, so whatever this is, so this squared, close square bracket, and leave 11 on the outside, like so. So let's keep going, simplify this. 2 x minus, I can't simplify 9 on 4, so we'll leave it like that, squared minus, and then square these terms is going to be 81 on 16, like so, minus 11. So now we need to get rid of the square brackets, so I can simplify everything and expand into both brackets. So I'll have 2 x minus 9 on 4 squared. And what's this? Well, we can do it on the side over here. We need to do negative 81 on 16 multiplied by 2. I can simplify, cross simplify. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 16 4 times. So I'm left with negative 81 over, 2 doesn't go into 16 4 times, 2 goes into 16 8 times. Done. I'm done. So negative 81 over 4. So minus 81 over 4, and then this negative 11 just comes down as it's been doing this whole time. So you can see negative 11, just keeps coming down. So now we just need to add these two whole numbers together. So pretty much collect like terms. 2x minus 9 on 4 squared, negative 81 on 4 minus 44 on 4 is 11 as a denominator of 4. So now we need to combine them. 2x minus 9 on 4 squared. What's negative 81 minus 44? That's 125, negative 125, like so. So this would be your final answer, okay? So again, to reiterate, you don't need to take the factor out from the whole thing, the minimum requirement. You can if you want, but the minimum requirement is 2, the first 2. Okay, your turn now. Why don't you have a go at both of these questions? Let's do it. So we'll do question A first, the first question. So 4x, so we'll factorize the 4 out first. The 4, you'll notice there's a 7. So I'll show you both ways. I'm going to take out the 4 from all three factors, okay? So I'm assuming you took it out from the first 2, but I'm going to take it out from all 3 of them, just to show you that you should get the same answer regardless. So you have x squared minus 7x, and then what's this divided by 4? Well, it's going to be plus 7 on 4. So I can take it out from all 3 terms if I wanted to. So let's do this. Let's complete the square of the inside part. So square brackets, x minus 7 on 2 squared minus 7 on 2 squared plus 7 over 4. So you have 4x minus 7 on 2 whole thing squared minus 49 over 4 plus 7 over 4, like so. So these two are relatively easy to combine. They're fractions. So you have x minus 7 on 2 squared minus 42 on 4, like so. Then obviously you still have square brackets, like so, and you expand the brackets. So you have 4x minus 7 on 2 squared, and this you can just do simply for negative 42 on 4 times by 4. Is 4 and 4 cancels, you're left with negative 42. And that's the answer. So you can do it both ways, right? So let's do the last question. It's going to be kind of tricky, this one. I made it hard on purpose, so you can see how annoying these things get. So if you have 7x squared plus 13x minus 2. All right, let's do it. So you have 7 in brackets x squared plus 13 on 2x, and then I'm going to leave negative 2 on the outside. So I'm just going to factorize from the first 2 terms. So this is the normal way we learn. So square brackets x plus, now we need to divide 13 on 2 by 2. right? So 13 on 2 divided by 2 is the same as 13 on 2 multiplied by half. So you got 13 on 4. 13 on 4. Whole thing squared. Minus whatever this thing is, we square it. So 13 on 4 squared. Close the square brackets. Because remember this, what I said before, these two brackets over here correspond to these two brackets on there. Right? So the negative 2 is on the outside this time. Let's do it. So you have 7x plus 13 on 4 squared. 13 squared is 169. 4 squared is 16. Like so. And minus 2. Alright. So now we need to expand the brackets. Get rid of the square brackets. So you have 7x plus 13 on 4 whole thing squared. Minus, 7 times 169. Well, it looks like, well, even I can't do that in my head. So we have to do it the old-fashioned way of doing long multiplication. 9 times 7 is 63, 6 times 7 is 42, 8, 4, 7, 11, 183. Oof, I'm so sorry I gave you annoying numbers. Again, I made up these questions on the, like, pretty quickly. I didn't really think how hard it was going to be. But let's do it. It's fine. You guys can handle it. Hopefully. So you have 7x plus 13 on 4 whole thing squared minus 1183 on 16 minus pretty much 2 you can write as 32 on 16, right? So then you got to combine these two. So you have negative 1, 2, 1, 5. If you add those two over 16, like so. And then the rest you can just write down 7x plus 13 on 4 whole thing squared. So annoying numbers, but the process is still the same. So pretty much all this lesson was about is completing the square when you have a number in front of x squared. So this thing, there's 2 different ways, like I told you. So I hope you understand. I'll see you next lesson. Keep going. Appreciate the hard work.